Welcome back once again to Hello Thanksgiving with your host, Bill Thanksgiving. For a few more days yet. It's getting close. Are you as nervous as I am that your family's going to hate you and never want to come back? You should be so lucky. No, they always pick your house for this mess. And now I'm going to show you how to make this a little bit easier, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit higher voice. But we're going to take a couple shortcuts. We're going to add a couple things that you might not have thought of, and we're going to make this better for you and for them. Because that's really what it is. It's about enjoying time with family. You know? No, it isn't. So, spend your day in the kitchen, and your reward is not having to listen to those idiots go on and on about whatever those idiots go on and on about. And there you go. Now we can just look forward to Christmas after this. Yay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to show you what to do. But we can't do that until we get started. So let's go. So before we can do anything to the turkey, we've got to make our herb butter, because this is what's going to make it super yummy awesome. We got a stick of butter and a bunch of herbs. Herb butter. That has to be softened. So I'm going to stick it in the microwave for like 12 seconds. You don't want it liquid, just soft enough that you can stir it. Let's do that real fast. Told you. Perfect. All right. What are our herbs? What goes really great with turkey? Well, first of all, sage. Here's some rub sage. This is incredibly important. This is what makes stuffing taste like stuffing. And sausage, breakfast sausage, kind of the key ingredient. So this is a teaspoon. It's going in. We also have some thyme and some rosemary. Okay, so that is our rosemary and thyme. That is going in here. How much is it? I don't know. You saw it's not a ton. Okay, so we have that. And I have stuff on my hands. Boop, there you go. If you have brined your turkey, which I hope you have, then don't put any salt in this, because you've got enough saltiness with the turkey. If you have not brined your turkey, then put some salt in it. Otherwise, we're just going to put pepper in here. A fair amount of pepper. Pepper is lovely. Okay, there you go. That's that. Give this a mix. All right, that is perfect. That's absolutely perfect right there. See that? It didn't break enough that the butter went liquid. If it had, and you cool this down, you're going to have to re-whip it to get the consistency right. Otherwise, it gets really funky and weird. But this did not, so I don't have to worry about that. All I have to do is stick this in my fridge for about a half an hour before I start rubbing down my turkey, and that's it. That's how you make herb butter. Oh, if you were going to make this for like a steak or something like that, you would put this into, you'd let it cool a little bit. You'd put this into like a piece of big saran wrap, and then you fold it up, and then whoosh, and it makes a beautiful little bundle of herb butter. But we're not doing that. So I'm just going to grab a handful of this and just slather it all over the turkey. So I'm not going to bother making it pretty, because it's going to get ugly. All right, that's it. On to the next step. And now for the main event, the turkey. This is the part everyone gets intimidated about. I don't know why. It's just a giant chicken. Literally, it's just a giant chicken. If you've made chicken before, you can make a turkey. Trust me, you can do this. You just have to plan on this thing being a little more times, suck. Because it's big and it has to be cooked. Have you ever gotten a turkey that was undercooked? That sucks. Don't do that. Mostly we overcook them because we're afraid of undercooking them. No one ever died of dry turkey, except my Aunt Gertrude. But that's just an urban legend they told to keep us from drying out the turkey. I don't think I even had an Aunt Gertrude, to be honest with you. I don't now. I can't prove it. So this is our turkey. This is a 13.5 pound turkey. What does that mean? It means it never made it to 14 pounds. Yeah. So what do you do to this thing to prepare it? What do you do to a chicken? You put stuff on it and you make it pretty. But first you got to get stuff out of the inside. And they've got this thing kind of done up with some weird thing through the Pope's nose and a deal. And I don't know. I'm going to get this off of here in the back. And then we're going to start dressing this thing up, making it pretty. Ready to go. Now, these are some hardcore shears that are bone cutters. We're going to try to get that. Now, this thing is thawed out, but it is cold. So, it's a little stiff yet. That's okay. We got the Pope's nose back here in the background. Back here. Why do they call it that? I don't know. You'd have to ask the Pope. What we do have is turkey neck. Don't throw this away. I'm going to show you how to use that for. That'll make gravy. Trust me, that'll make gravy. And we have this thing in here. Screw it. When we eat this, we'll just make sure we don't eat that little bit in the back. Nobody eats the spine anyways. Screw them. All right, what's the other most important part to get out of this? The little, God, that's dumb. Why? If you buy a turkey with one of those in it, just pull it. Okay, we got a bag of giblets. What do they call them, giblets? So that you don't freak out at what it really is, which is hearts and kidneys and livers and things and stuff nobody wants, except we're going to use that because I'm going to make gravy out of this. We're going to make our stock out of this. I'm going to boil this down in some chicken stock. And then we're going to turn chicken stock into turkey stock. Did you ever think of that? Huh? Didn't think so. That's why you tune in here. The good stuff. Of course, I just gave that away. But that's a different video, so stay tuned for that. All right, this sucker, I am going to rinse this out. Some people say you don't have to. This one's really, really cold. I'm going to thaw it out. It's still got some ice crystals inside of it. It's 5 pounds for 1 day for thawing out. This has been out for, what, 3.5, 4 days? And it's still barely thawed out. I guess my refrigerator's cold. But yeah, it's 1 day for every 5 pounds of bird, generally is the rule. And if you take this thing out the day before, order a pizza because you don't have Thanksgiving. You can soak it in cold water, but even that takes like 7 or 8 hours. So, whoo, lordy. If you're finding this out at noon on Thanksgiving that your turkey's frozen, you don't have Thanksgiving. Sorry. I've done that myself, so don't feel bad. Of course, I was like 17, so, yes, they had turkeys back then. Okay, she's rinsed out, and she's ready to go. Now, moisture is the enemy of your crispy skin. Paper towels are the answer to that. There you go. You want to dry this thing all the way, all around it. So get in the nooks and crannies. Don't feel ashamed to get into the armpit, under the legs. There we go. Get in there. Any place where water sits, crispy skin goes to die. That's why I have it on this rack, by the way, so everything is draining out. If you have it just on a board, you're just going to keep turning it in its own juices. So get one of these racks. They are not expensive. These baking racks like this, they're awesome. They're amazing. I'll try and find a link and see if I can put it in the description below down there. You got to hit the show more thing or read more or whatever they've changed it to, or whichever platform you're watching this on. I don't know anymore. It's such a crazy world, huh? Who knows what? We consume our entertainment through so many things now. All right. Oddly enough, you want to get inside as well. Oh, look, it's going to fly away. Sorry. Crazy, you know that, right? You understand that? We're fully grasping the fact that I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And this is, I don't know what this is. This is gross. This is going to go in a gravy. There. That is the Pope's nose. That is that's turkey butt right there. Yep, or the turkey testicles. I don't know. Anyways, it's going in a gravy. Why? Why would you put testicles in your gravy? Because it's nuts. Get it? Okay. We are quite close. And it is time to put some stuff. You don't need that. Time to put some stuff inside it. We're not going to stuff the bird with stuffing or the dressing or that sort of thing. Don't do that. Most people who have any sort of food issues or anything like that, you make people sick, it's because you put the stuffing inside the bird. Nah, don't do that. The inside of the bird should be hot and cooking, and that's how you cook the inside and the outside. You will get all the juices going in there that doesn't get hot enough, and then the bird doesn't cook right. And that was the dumbest idea anybody ever came up with. I guess they didn't have like a pan or something to put stuffing in. But if you don't put stuffing in it, it's just called dressing. So there you go. So what are we putting in a bird? We're putting onion, thyme, rosemary, and lemons. Lemons are wonderful. So we're just going to drop a couple of these in here. Drop some onion. This is some thyme and rosemary right there. They're fresh. Trip them off from my garden. If you haven't planted your rosemary and thyme yet, you can probably buy some in those stupid little plastic packets from the grocery store. I have a lemon that just hit the ground. Don't use that one. So we're going to be 1/8 of a lemon short on this one. Sorry, folks. Thanksgiving is ruined. See you next year. No. We move on. We persevere. Okay. Get all this stuff in here as best we can. Push it in deep. Get it in there. Perfect. You have a neck cavity here, for remember. Putting some onion in there. Because I can. Is that a lemon wedge in there too? Yeah, it is. Okay. Perfect. Now, the other thing, I'm going to get my giblets and everything into my bag here. This is going to go in the fridge because, like I said, we're going to boil this, cook this in some chicken stock to make our turkey stock for our gravy. That's a giblet gravy, basically. There you go. So that's a fun thing. It's a very real thing. People do that. Yep. Not gross at all. Nobody wants to eat those. This is finally a good use for it. You always wondered why you were throwing that away. Now you don't have to. Make it into gravy. Okay, I'm gonna have to get this, transfer this onto a pan. I have a very small work area and I'm out of space, so let me reset real fast. Join you back here in 2 seconds. And 2 seconds is up. There you go. Hopefully I figure out how to do that in the editing. I don't know. This is going to go here because this is how you cook a turkey in a V-rack. You can do it in a roasting pan, but it better have a V-rack in it. My roasting pan will not fit a V-rack. So I have the big turkey roasting pan thing with the lid on, the old school Norman Rockwell style thing. Pretty useless. So I use this. It works great because then the heat gets around it too. So it's perfect. Don't feel bad about using one of these. I'm going to transfer this guy to here and then, whoop, I will show you. All right. That wing-a-ding. There we go. We got the wing-a-ding in there. This is just barely, just like this little baby in a car seat. So cute. Okay, that is out of my way and out of my way. These sticking up are going to burn really, really bad. The legs like this rack is pretty tight. I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. In fact, I'm not gonna tie the legs. And I'm gonna show you a trick for the wings. You can make a turkey with both wings tied behind your back. Just push it under. And if you break it, you bought it. Nah, it doesn't really matter because the turkey is beyond the point of feeling pain. Okay, so don't worry about the turkey. It's a little damp again, so what I'm going to do is grab some more paper towels real fast, and we are going to just dry this thing off, and then we're going to put our herb butter on it that we made. Show you how to get the herb butter all over this thing, and put a little in here, get a little under the skin. That makes this turkey amazing. That's what gives it all this flavors, all those herbs and everything. So let me grab towels, dry it off again, and there's that. I don't need my string at all for that, so yippee dippy for me. This is gonna get messy. There's that moment before you do something that's kind of gross, where you're like, I'm not gonna unremember this. Here we go. Let's just grab a lump there and, oh yeah. That's in our hands now. We can't unfeel that. If you want to wear gloves for this, by all means. I don't blame you at all for that one. Why would I blame you? It's all your fault, weirdo. Okay. We're using the herb butter just for this now. I was thinking maybe there was something else I was going to use it for. Nope. Okay, roll it on its side, get it in here, get it in all the spots. You're gonna eat the whole turkey, so season the whole turkey. You might not eat the back. I've never seen anyone ever eat the back. But get in under here. Tickle them behind the knee there. Or her, I don't know. It's probably a her, aren't they? I have no idea. Like with chickens, they're all females, the ones we're eating. You're usually not eating a rooster. Nope. Getting in, getting everywhere. Get the armpits. Get the behind this knee. It's perfect. A little bit on the side, definitely up here. And if you have extra, try and get it under the skin here if you can. You can poke your finger through, but then you're going to tear open the packet of membrane or whatever that holds in everything. So just try and work as much as you can under the skin there. You can see how the wings are folded back nicely here. And that one broke. Oh, gee darn. Again, the turkey will not notice. If you have issues with dealing with carcasses like this, maybe order a pizza or have someone else do this part for you, because this is when you're getting intimate with a dead animal. Okay, some of my stuff fell out. I'm going to ram this back in because flavor. Maybe stuff it after you grease it, but then it's really hard to move around once it's greased. All right, since we have brined the bird ahead of time and done all the things and everything, right? Okay, I didn't brine this bird. I didn't brine the bird, I'm sorry. There is salt and pepper in the butter, so I don't need to put anything else on this. This is everything in its own thing, so it's perfect. Try and get all the butter on there you can, because it's butter. A little bit fell down here. Butter. Okay. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then this thing is gonna go in the oven. We'll do that in a second. Let me clean this up first. 3 washings. That's how you know you're really, really messy. Took 3 different times to get all that off there. All right, we had a little bit of butter left over. I'm putting it in because it's butter. It's delicious. It's so good. Just schmear. Give it a schmearski. Okay. Now, a couple things. If you want to cook your turkey and you want to cook it right, you have to put it in the oven. But what temperature and how long? That's the really big debate, isn't it? Okay, so a lot of people who are smart like to put it in the oven at 450 for about 30 minutes. That starts to render the fat inside and gets all the fat right under the skin and all that in the skin. That's kind of the key to good skin. That and all that butter. That helps a lot. That is going to give you a lovely finish at the end. We then kick it down to 325, and a bird this size is going to go an additional 3 hours on top of that. So it's 3.5 hours total, which is about typical because you're looking 13 plus minutes. Pound, I think, is really the thing that most people look for. Some recipes, some things will say just cook it at 325 the whole time. I don't get the best skin when I do that. So, hot, quick, lower the temperature, and then cook it the rest of the time. If we need to cover this because it's getting too dark, we'll do that, but that's a game time decision. And we'll keep an eye on this thing, monitor as it goes, but in the oven she goes. So we've cooked our turkey first at 450 for 30 minutes, then we turned down the heat to 325 and cooked it for what was supposed to be another 3 hours, but it only took 2.5. Sometimes they cook a little faster. And the one thing I forgot to mention was always put liquid in the bottom of your roasting pan. If you're going to be using this for gravy from the pan drippings, then you want to start with chicken stock. And you can add a little wine to that too if you want to have a wine gravy, if you don't have too many little kids or things in there that might be like, ew, what's that? But yeah, if you have a more sophisticated palate, a little wine is nice. But yeah, check the temperatures. When I checked mine at 2.5 hours, it said 178, and I was like, whoops, I should have checked that a little sooner. But yeah, that's the nature of the bird right here, is that they cook when they cook. When they're done, you want to pull it out and you have to let it rest. Put a foil tent on it so that it doesn't get frostbite sitting here. If you carve into it right now, it's going to look juicy, but all that juice is going to be on your board, not on your plate, and nobody's going to be happy. So make sure you tent this thing, rest it for 30 minutes at least, 45, something like that, and then we're ready to carve this bird. Now the turkey's out of the oven. It went a little bit faster. That's why I always take temperature. Has to be at least 165. 175 is really the top. I think I hit about 178. Took it in 2 places, in the thigh and in the biggest part of the breast. Oh, big breast. Ha ha. He said that. Ha ha. Okay. We tented it so that it doesn't get frostbite. And now it's time to carve the bird. Why does everyone have panic attacks when it's time to carve the bird? Well, that's because carving the bird is hard. There's a lot of pressure put on people. And here's the funniest thing. We've been doing it wrong our entire lives. I swear to God. Hold on one second. So, Norman Rockwell lied to us all. He did. I swear to God. You know, the slice in the breast thing? Doing it wrong this whole friggin' time. Okay. We're going to get that onto here. Getting really big tongs under it. And hope to God she breaks free. She didn't. Of course she did. Why would it break free? This is too easy, right? Okay. This isn't working. Normally this is a 2-person job, but my helper is camera shy. So, it's just me. Let's see what we can do. We got to break the wings loose, basically. They've stuck themselves to the rack. Once you get her free, the skin will have stuck in certain places a little bit. Okay, now I think we're ready. Let's try this again. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's a big girl. The smell is amazing. It's wonderful. You can actually smell the lemon a little bit. It's interesting. Oh, yeah, it's so good. All right, let's get our junk out of here because it's done its job. And we don't need it no mo. It's imparted all of its lovely flavors. And it's time for it to move along. Nobody wants to get a piece of that as they're eating. No. So let's get it out. See what more we got. Couple little pieces. Pretty crazy, huh? Just a mere, minute and a half ago, this is a raw bird. Now look at it. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. It's incredible. Look at this thing. That skin is crispy and wonderful and lovely. Okay. How do you carve a turkey? So the conventional wisdom is, well, you have to take your steel and you have to sharpen your knife. Well, you do this every time you use the knife anyway. But you look, yeah, and doing this way, by the way, is dumb because you're gonna just whack your finger. So if you start here and pull away from you, it's safer. I don't know why they teach that in culinary school to come towards you. It's a terrible idea. You're gonna hurt yourself. Don't do that. There. Now you know. I've been working with knives my entire life. I've never met anybody that knows anything about knives that wants to like whack the no. So there you go. That's just a stupid thing that somebody did and did wrong and everyone copied him. There's a lot of things in the world like that. So it's okay to question things. All right, we are going to take this leg off because it wants to come off. Wow. The leg wants to come off first, which is very strange. We have a drumstick. And we have a thigh here. So this thigh wants to come out. We're going to just gently nudge it. There's a hip joint. Hopefully this camera's picking this up. There's a hip joint. This bone runs down this way. There's a hip joint down here where it meets up with the pelvis. And we're looking for that. You can tell where you hit the pelvis right here. So just go up until you find, there it is, the hip joint. There it is, right there. You do that, thigh falls right off. There is, that's turkey thigh. Now this side, let's switch tongs. Those are mean. This side we're going to try and take off as one piece first. Sometimes it's easier to just take it off as one piece. I know you probably can't see what I'm doing, but that's because it's hard for me to work this way. So you're over there, I'm over here. I'm trying to figure out the camera angle. I need a cameraman that can like get over my shoulder. Work this down. The pelvis is here, the thigh bone runs up, and this is the end of the thigh bone. You can probably see as I'm prying it out. There it is. Get on the other side of that. Down here. Turkey thigh and leg. See that? Not my first rodeo. Yep. Okay. Thigh, drumstick. We got a few pieces down here that are amazing and delicious and incredible. There's your good dark meat right here. And the wings will come off in a minute. But first, we're not going to Norman Rockwell the hell out of this thing. We're going to do it the right way, which is split it down the middle, take the whole breast off, and then cut it. You don't take slices off because then you get this little itty bitty bit of skin, and then the outside isn't as juicy as the inside. It never made sense. It was dumb. It was always dumb. So you find the center bone. It's right here. It sticks up. You can't miss it. Right there. See that? Find that. Cut along the breastbone. Right there. The sternum. Right there. Cut this along that so you get there. Now, we're going to follow this out. There is this. Comes along here. Comes along there. We move this out. The whole thing is kind of moving and getting wonky on me. Okay. Now we just need to sever the front. And the entire breast comes right off. Now, you slice this, I will show you here. I'm getting a very, very messy board. That is because turkeys are big. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to get a serving platter real fast and start moving the pieces I've already cut onto that. Hold on one second. Mr. Roofy. Mr. Roofy. Mr. Roofy. 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 All right. Ooh, we have a fancy thing here. Okay, I'm going to put this out front. I'm going to move this out because we don't need that for nothing. Okay, so let's move the thigh here, and a drumstick, and a thigh, and a drumstick, and this we'll need here in a second. But now look at all this extra room I got. See? Plan ahead. It's tough to do this when you only make one turkey a year, you know? But most of us make a lot of chickens, and it's just a big chicken. All right, second breast, same as the first. Cut along the breastbone. Find the lemon piece that snuck its way in there. And part of an onion. Don't want to eat that. Okay, trim this out. We're going down the rib cage, pulling this off a little bit. There we go. Now we come under here, just above the wing basically. You're gonna make an incision like that. Come up right there. You can see how it rakes up right here. You wanna get under that. Boom, the whole thing pops right off. Barely any meat on here. That is how you carve a turkey. Wings, wingity dings. Okay, there is a joint which is very visible. That's why we don't take the wings off first. It's very visible once you get in here. You can see, and I will try to do this. Here is the joint right here. You come along, that pops right off. Piece of cake. The wings come off last. Not entirely last, but it's one of the last things. Some people like wings. That is a hell of a lot of wing. So you can split this. There is a joint down here. There we go. There's that. And the skin's kind of stuck a little bit because we bent it over, as you recall. There's that piece, and here's this piece. That's how you carve up a wing. There's a lot of meat on this sucker still if you want to get really crazy with it. This is usually an after dinner thing as you're trying to find the bits to make sandwiches out of. There's a lot in here. These are the oysters. Turkeys have oysters. They are amazing muscles. There's stuff here in the back. Turkeys have a little bit more meat than in different places than chickens do. So you have to hunt for it a little bit if you're not used to it. But yeah, the oysters sit just above the thighs. It's kind of like the, okay, what's just above the thigh that's kind of a round shape? Obviously it's not the butt, but it's the gluteus muscles. They're delicious. There's this little bit here, and that basically becomes either your turkey soup or some sandwich bits and things like that. This you could boil and make next year's stock out of. If you didn't do that, then you know how to make turkey stock as well. But I'm gonna get this out of here real fast. Okay, so here's the final thing to do. We're going to slice up the breast. This is in beautiful, lovely pieces that are manageable to eat. That's the thing, look at this. Beautiful cross section. You've got some of the tenders here in the outer breast and everything. It's incredible. Come on, folks. This is the way you were always supposed to be doing this. And if you have been, congratulations. You're smarter than 90% of the people in the world. Most people are dumb and they fall for stuff. Not my subscribers. You guys are smart. I love it. All right. There you go, look at that. We got some loose bits. We got breast sliced up. We have a whole other breast right here, but it's the same thing, and you've seen that. So this is how you carve up a turkey. There you go. This is how you cook it. This is how you do everything. Now you know you're a turkey expert. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to watch this, and I'm gonna shoot some fancy B-roll stuff and make this all pretty. Sounds good. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again soon after Thanksgiving. How's that? Cool. All right. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.